The Trails and Tales update is out now, and today I'll show you every feature in this update. And also, what's your favorite feature? Tell me in the comments. Let's start. First in here we got a brand new wood type called the bamboo wood, and there are two things all exclusive to this wood type. First of all, instead of boats there are these beautiful rafts, and there is also a new block called the bamboo mosaic. You cannot get mosaics for other wood types, and this is how you craft it. So instead of finding it naturally, you actually have to place 9 bamboo in a crafting table, and you will get a block of bamboo. And yes, you can also strip it, but let's look at some other things. This is how to make bamboo planks, obviously, and then you can make bamboo slabs. And to make a mosaic, you have to place 2 slabs in a crafting table. And now you can also make bamboo mosaic slabs. Beautiful. If you can believe it, there is another wood type in this update, and it comes along with a new biome, the cherry blossom biome. It's beautiful. There are small petals falling from these leaves, and you can find flowers on the ground. It's just perfect. And again, this is how the wood looks. It's beautiful perfection. Also, there is a brand new type of sign called the hanging sign, and it's for every single type of wood. This is how you craft it. It is a bit expensive. You put 2 chains up here and then 6 stripped logs of that wood type. At least you get 6, but I think they're actually smaller than the normal sign, but they are still really cool. Oh, and speaking of signs, there have been actually some signs updates, and one of them is that if you write something wrong on a sign, you can just press it again and change it. It is really cool. And another cool feature is that you can now write on the back of the sign. And if you do color it, there will be 2 different colors on each sign. And the last thing, if you add a honeycomb, now you cannot change this sign anymore, but you can still break it. And all of those things do apply for the hanging sign too. In this update, there is a feature that was announced quite a bit of time ago, but didn't make it into the game. But now it's finally here, and if you haven't already guessed it, it's Archeology. It's a bit different from when they first announced it, but I'll show you everything. First of all, the easiest way to find it is in the big taigas, and it is a bit small. You have to find something like this. And then before you start, you will need to make a brush just like this. A stick, a copper ingot, and a feather. And now you have a brush. And you now have to start digging down. At some point you will find this weird gravel, and you have to brush it, and you will find something inside of it. Also, the deeper you go down, the better the loot is. Now, unfortunately, on Bedrock Edition, the trail ruins are a bit bugged, because if you start digging down, there is just gonna be dirt, so you have to dig quite a bit down to actually find the rest of the trail ruins. It is really weird. Look, now I'm back in it, but this whole thing, this is not part of the trail ruins. So just do note that if you're on Bedrock and you find a trail ruin structure, you will have to dig a bit more than usual down. There are 3 more places where you can do archaeology, and one of them is the desert well, so it's not completely useless, but instead of it being with sus gravel, it will be with sus sand. Would you believe me if I would tell you that there is another secret room in the desert temple? Well, you should, because if we hop in here, there will be sand now here, and you will start digging down and you'll find this room, and also there is sus sand here, so you can do archaeology here too. And the drops are the same as the desert well, but there is more sus sand. And the last place where you can do archaeology are the ruins from the warm ocean biome. Oh, and by the way, to make your life easier, use a night vision potion so you can actually see underwater better and find those. And if we take a look around, we'll immediately find some sus sand, and you can also get some sus gravel. You might have noticed that when I was showing how archaeology works, I got some things that look like shards where you can actually make pots with those. And this is the recipe. You go in the crafting table and place 4 shards of any type. They can be different, they don't have to necessarily be identical. And note that the shard you place down will be the part of the pot that is facing you. So in my case, this fishing rod. And if you don't want a pot with things on it, you can actually use bricks like this and you can make a simple pot. And a really cool thing about those is that you can actually add a normal pot and then place something in it, and it looks really cool. It's like a bigger pot. There are 2 new mobs too. First one being the mob vote winner, the Sniffer. And to actually get a Sniffer egg, you will have to go to the warm ocean ruins and dig suspicion sand and gravel until you actually get this egg. Then you gotta go somewhere and place it down, and at some point it will hatch. And here is the Sniffer. And now if the ground is grass, dirt, coarse dirt, and I think mud, it will at some point find the torch flower seed or the pitcher pot. And now you gotta plant them like this, not those, like this, and they'll grow and they'll become these 2 beautiful flowers. And the second mob is the Camel. You will find it in every single desert village. It has an 100% chance to spawn. And then you gotta get your hands on a saddle. And the cool thing about the Camel is that 2 players can ride it at the same time. And it also has this cool dash move. When you press space instead of jumping, it does this dash. And because it's quite tall, mobs will not be able to hurt you. Most of the mobs, the 2 block mobs. Next feature here is the armor trim. This is one of my favorite features. You can find those in different structures or when you do archaeology, one in every single structure. So for example, this is for the ocean monument and you can only find it there. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'll leave the rest to you. And basically you can choose a color and an armor trim and you can decorate your armor. So to do this you have to go to a smithing table. But before you do this, because these are really rare, you should duplicate them, and this is how you do it. So you put the armor trim up there, then a block that resembles them. It's different for every single armor trim. In the case of this one, it's prismarine. And then you have to surround it with diamonds. It is pretty expensive, but it is really useful. So you can do this, and then you go in here and place an armor here, then the armor trim here, and then the ore that you want to decorate it with. And you can do this with every single piece of armor. Also, if you wanna know, here are the all the armor trims, and here are all the colors. And now my armor looks all fancy. Pretty cool, right? Also, the way you craft netherite has changed. It will now be more expensive because you need this thing called the smithing template. You can find this in bastion chests, but again, as with the armor trims, you first of all have to duplicate it because it is really rare, and you will have to place it here, then a netherrack, and again surround it with diamonds. I know, expensive. And now you just have to go to the smithing table, place one of those here, then the thing you want to upgrade, and then a netherite ingot, and you got netherite armor. This is the chiseled bookshelf, and it is different from the normal bookshelf because you can actually place books in it. Also, here is the crafting recipe if you wanna know. 3 oak planks here, then 3 oak slabs, and then 3 oak planks again, and you get a chiseled bookshelf. And you can put books in it, enchanted books and quills. And you can also make some pretty cool secret rooms. I kinda suck at redstone. This is just a proof of concept. And depending where you place the book, this is gonna be more powerful, the redstone. So if I place a book here or here, nothing happens, as you can see. But if I place the book here on the 3rd slot, the door opens. It's pretty cool. As I said, my redstone kinda sucks. Watch an actual redstone tutorial if you want a cool secret entrance with this. There is also a new head in this update, the Piglin head. This is how it looks. It is really cool, and this is how it looks when you wear it. Also, one really cool thing about it is that when you move, your ears flap. It's really funny, but unfortunately it will be really hard to get because you have to get a charged creeper, easiest way being a channeling trident when it's raining. But then you gotta somehow get that charged creeper in the nether, and you have to find a piglin and lure it to that charged creeper, and then you somehow have to survive the charged creeper explosion. So it is really hard to get, unfortunately. Oh, and speaking of heads, there is a really fun change with heads. If you get a note block and put a mob head on it, and then you press that note block, it will make the mob sound, which is pretty cool. But the best thing about this is this. I'm already imagining how many people I will troll with this. It's awesome. Oh, and another thing, the Steve head, I think you can mod some stuff with it, so it's your own custom sound, but I'm not sure how you actually do that. There's also a new block called the Calibrated sculk sensor, and even though I'm not into redstone at all, I will try to explain this. First of all, this is how I craft it. Just so you know, it's not really that hard. You place a sculk sensor in the middle, and then 3 pieces of amethyst like this, and you get a calibrated sculk sensor. Also, the calibrated sculk sensor detects sounds twice as fast as the normal one. So if I move around, you might notice that this detects these sounds way quicker than this one. I think we are all familiar with how redstone dust works, even I, and well, I suck at redstone. So basically you have a redstone block and then you start putting dust and it will go up to 15 pieces of dust powered. If I add one more, this isn't powered anymore. And we haven't actually calibrated the sculk sensor yet. To actually do that, you will have to put a block, some redstone here, where is this kind of amethyst circle, and now it's calibrated. Look, it will not detect my footsteps, and depending on the redstone power, it will detect only some sounds. So for example, if I just do it like this, so something like this, or just put a block right here, a redstone block like I did before, now it will only detect creeper explosions, I think, and deaths of players and animals. And the weaker, the more sounds it detects. I think that this is how it works, and that's basically it. Now, there is a feature that has been on Java for a very long time, and in this update it's finally here on Bedrock 2. Just take a look at this. So I make a banner and then I go to my crafting table and I just do this. Oh, it's beautiful, it's perfection. What else do you want? It's perfect, it's the dream come true. Look at this. And the last feature for today is a new music disc. You can find this while digging in the dig sites as gravel. And this is how it sounds. I won't play the whole music disc because you listened to it at the start of the video. So if you liked it, that's great. Love it. Now, what's your favorite? Other side or this one? By the way, it's called Relic. Also, if you'd ask me, it sounds like something that would be in Celeste, if you do know that game. This is it for today. Thanks for watching. Tell me your favorite 1.20 feature in the comments and enjoy 1.20. Bye bye.